Here are 3 foldable keyboards you can use with your iPad. The Seenda foldable Bluetooth keyboard, the Artciety, I don't know how to say that, and finally the Nillkin Cube Pocket. So starting with the Seenda, the build quality is not great. It is a very plasticky, flimsy keyboard, but I do like the color. The typing experience is similar. The keys are quite mushy, and it's difficult to type fast, especially because of the layout. There's a long bar in the middle on the left there that kind of prevents you from typing properly. Now the trackpad, the scrolling is a bit interesting. It is jerky, and weirdly enough, it doesn't have any momentum. It's like clicking a mouse wheel. Zooming is interesting because it's not really doing the pinch to zoom that you'd expect on an Apple Magic keyboard. It's almost like you're pressing the zoom button or using a mouse wheel to zoom. It's in discrete steps, and it actually increases the text size. Some gestures work, like you can activate the 3-finger gesture to change apps. It really doesn't feel native. It's like pushing keyboard shortcuts when you activate the gesture. Finally, if we try to scroll, 2-finger scroll, left or right in maps, it really doesn't work very well. The pinch to zoom is like, again, hitting a zoom button. It's discrete. And yeah, it doesn't really work particularly well. Okay, I'm just going to call this one the Artciety keyboard. Now the build quality is better than the Seenda. It has metal hinges, it feels more durable, and when you flip it out, it clicks satisfyingly. And what I really like about this keyboard, it has an auto on. When you open it, it automatically turns on. You don't need to hit a switch or anything. Now the typing experience on this is actually really quite good. The keyboard is a little bit narrower than a normal keyboard, but the keys feel pretty clicky. They feel like you'd be typing on a laptop, and it's a little small, but yeah, like the backspace key is really small, and the numbers keys are quite small, but it feels quite good. Now onto the trackpad. Well, the trackpad scrolling is interesting because it does have momentum. As you can see, it has some inertia in scrolling the page, but it is also discrete. So as you're moving your fingers, it does move in discrete steps. The zooming has the same issue as the Seenda. It's like hitting the zoom button on your keyboard, and not really the pinch to zoom you would expect from an Apple device. The gestures, like the Seenda, do work, but again, we have the same issue on maps here. It's a little bit better on the pinch to zoom, but forget about like moving the map around with 2 fingers or rotating or anything like that you would expect on a multi-touch trackpad. Now finally, the Nillkin Cube Pocket. Well, this is the most expensive keyboard, and it feels the most expensive. It has a nice leatherette outside and very durable build quality. The hinges are nice and solid, they click out. And the typing experience, I would say I like the size of the keys. I actually prefer the key feel of the previous one, the black keyboard. But the size of the keyboard is much nicer, and it's much easier to type on. Now most of the keys are where you'd expect. It's pretty straightforward if you're used to typing on a laptop. There is one key, the command key, that's in a different position than you would find on a MacBook keyboard. And that trips me up sometimes, but it's not so bad. This one is probably the easiest to type on. Alright, now the trackpad. This trackpad is interesting because it's also a number pad. I won't be covering the number pad, but it kind of works as you would expect. This one is the smallest trackpad, but it also by far has the best gestures. You can see now that I'm activating the app scrolling with the 3-finger gesture, and it works exactly like you would on a Magic trackpad. As if you move a little bit, it moves a little bit. The scrolling is not discrete, it's actually scrolling. And the zooming, pinch to zoom, is a little bit harder to activate than a Magic Keyboard. It's not quite as sensitive. It almost feels like there's a bit of a dead zone. But it works the way you would expect pinch to zoom to work. It zooms the web page, and when you pinch it out, it zooms back out. It doesn't enlarge the text. All the gestures work exactly like a Magic Trackpad, and the maps actually scroll with inertia with 2 fingers. Now there's a bit of an interesting issue here. If your fingers are right next to each other horizontally, somehow it doesn't detect the 2-finger scroll. If you move it a little bit up or down, it works, but yeah, just like horizontally, it doesn't. It even works like turning, which is something you'd expect from an Apple trackpad. So this is the only one of the 3 where the trackpad like functions the way you would expect on an Apple device. And I think for that, this one is an easy win for me. So which of these 3 would you get? Well, I think the Cube Pocket is the best, but it's also the most expensive. Let me know what you think down in the comments.